Hello, welcome to this week's special on the Jack Weichman Show. We have a special guest today, Scott Smith, who's an expert on carbon dioxide emissions. He's going to educate the audience today about the effects of idling your car. And what you hear may shock you. Everybody, please welcome Scott Smith. Hey, it's nice to have you on the show again.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be on the show, Jack.
Yeah. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty well, I actually have a very serious, concerning topic I'd like to reveal to the audience today.
Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, audience, is anyone familiar with idling your cars? Car idling, warming up your car?
Yeah. Sometimes in the winter, you gotta warm up your car.
You gotta warm up your car. Well, actually, it is very bad for the environment, and it just boosts the CO2 emissions that go into the atmosphere, which is a pretty prevalent issue these days.
That's terrible to hear, because every day I see so much idling.
Yeah, it is hard to see because I, in fact, know the devastating effects that it has on the environment.
Yeah, I know how you feel.
And for example, you say you do idle your car, so
Most definitely, yeah.
so every time you idle your car for over around 10 seconds, you in turn waste more gas than it would take to turn on and off your car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Over 10 seconds, because many times I idle my car for a few minutes at a time, and I could just turn my car off, turn it back on, and save
A lot
Wow.
of gas and CO2 emissions to the atmosphere.
not to mention money.
About how long do you think you idle your car for on a daily average?
Well, say probably about 5 minutes.
5 minutes, alright. So 5 minutes, depending on the various engine size of your car, annually would put out about 200 to 400 pounds of CO2 into the atmosphere.
Wow, those are staggering numbers.
So simply turning off and on your car rather than idling could have a pretty serious impact on saving our ozone layer, along with saving some money in your pocket for these rising gas prices. So
Definitely. Do you really think I can save that much by turning my car off and on?
well, actually, there's been many studies, and they do show that around 2.9 billion gallons of gas are burned annually from idling, which turns out to be around $79 billion that are spent on idling.
That's an incredible amount of money.
So, I mean, that's the entire American population. So, yeah, you could save a pretty penny if you turned on and off your car rather than...
What do you think what are the CO2 emissions like?
In America?
In America, yes.
Well, in America, if we did do the off and on rather than idle daily with diagnostic tests and many studies that have been done in the past couple of years, we would save around 40,000 pounds a day.
So that's how many pounds we would save per year by not idling.
Yes, and no, per day.
Oh, per day. Okay.
Now the yearly stat is going to be around 13 million tons,
Wow.
which that's all going right into the ozone, which is leading to all these environmental issues.
Yeah, they say car idling is a secondhand smoke of outdoors.
Yeah, and to get a little more into that, you don't idle on the highway, do you?
No, you
No,
drive.
no, exactly. You don't really stop in places that aren't very urbanized. So people are going to be outside. You're going to be idling near curbs.
Oh, in the neighborhood. And,
Right. Stoplights.
and all the pedestrians are walking and just breathing that straight in.
Breathing that straight in. Yep. All the exhaust, all that CO2, we're taking right to the brain.
This is a serious health problem.
Yeah. It can be a definite problem. Exhaust is very hazardous to the lungs, to the heart. Scientists have actually done studies, and it shows that it has increased cancer, lung and heart diseases, and is
Asthma.
in children and the elderly that have chronic health issues. It relates to them pretty drastically. They're
especially vulnerable, right?
yeah, they're very vulnerable to the exhaust produced by these idling cars. So
It's scary.
yeah, and some solutions that some states are trying to foresee in the future are passing laws to make idling completely illegal. And
I know that in modern trucks, they have devices that cut the idling off, and even newer cars, it's switching to an electric engine so that the car isn't idling. It's not technically on. It's not using gas.
right, and that would only be present in hybrid cars, which is only about 5% of the American population.
Exactly.
So we gotta, but like I said, around 13 to 15 states are trying to pass actual legislation to make this secondhand smoke, as you said. Is that correct?
Secondhand smoke of the outdoors.
Of the outdoors, to make this secondhand smoke illegal, because it has shown some serious side effects, if you will, to the surrounding population.
Yeah.
So
I can only imagine what our air quality index would be like if we didn't have cars. I'm sure.
Well,
it'd be
we're always going to have cars, but if we wouldn't have cars idling, they'd be
exactly
the main.
That's
You'd see a real increase in the air quality index.
yeah. Well, folks, that's it for today. We're just about out of time. But if you forget everything, just remember this one thing. If you're stopped for more than 10, turn it off and on again. Thank you.